welcome to another fantastic return of SEGASonic Radio. I am your host, as always, GX, aka Chris, aka The Spin Dash. And we're back! After a few months of being on hiatus and losing a hard drive and recovering a hard drive and making a whole bunch of new assets like the ones you're looking at right now and updating existing assets and doing a whole bunch of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. So much stuff. But yeah, we're back. And excited to be back. And we've got a full playlist for you tonight. The theme of the show tonight is just, you know, we're so back. How back are we? We are so back. Very back. Ultimate amount of back. We could not possibly be more. And neither can coming songs tonight. In fact, next segment, we got a request coming at you from Monkey Enjoyer over on the forums, plus some other great stuff. Take a listen. See you on the other side.
Y'all ready to get funky?
The most important part of dance is music. So now let us listen to the music and identify the beats.
1, 2, 3.
But that touch was too soft.
Hey, kicking it off with Bridge Island Zone Act Fruits from Sonic Superstars, followed up by Everybody Jump Around from Jet Set Radio, requested by Monkey Enjoyer over on the forums. Wrapping it up with Angel Island Zone Act 2 from Sonic Advance. And hey, if you have requests yourself, you can pop on over to sonicstadium.org or follow us on Blue Sky or go check out our Discord. And every week we let you know, like, hey, this is the week's theme. Send us our request for the thing, and then you get a song. And the song will be on the show with audio music playing in your ears. And that's how it works. It works with requests that way. In fact, speaking of requests, we've got a double request in the next segment. I already forgot the pronunciation, and for that, I apologize. I believe it's a tool. And Fat Seal over on Twitter. So enjoy, and I'll catch you guys soon. Hey, that was back-to-back from Sonic Rush, followed by Board Meeting from Rhythm Heaven Fever, and One Way Dream from Sonic Frontiers. Back-to-back, that was a request by O'Toole. And wrapping it up with One Way Dream, that was a request by Fat Seal over on the Twitter. So yeah, we got some new graphics going on here, you probably noticed. And among the many new graphics is, of course, a brand new quiz board. That's right, we got some new quizzes for you in the show. And we're kicking things off with the Quizzone. Test your Sonic trivia skills. As always, you are welcome to guess in chat. But otherwise, you know, you can hide chat if you want to avoid spoilers. No chat on the screen right now. But yeah, let's see how well you are with your Sonic trivia. Question this time is, though it was prominently added to Sonic Colors Ultimate, what game first featured the Jade Ghost Wisp? Go ahead and get your guesses in while we listen to some... what did I put as it? Oh, Planet Wisp Act 3. Let's go. we're back. That was Planet Wispack 3 from Sonic Colors Ultimate. And the question once again was, though it was promptly added to Sonic Colors Ultimate, what game first featured the Jade Ghost Wisp? And as basically everyone in chat immediately recognized, that's right. It is the, it's... Darn it, I typed that in wrong. Yeah, it's the Jade Wisp, it's the Ghost Wisp, it's Team Sonic Racing. No, I typed that in right. I don't know what I forgot the question immediately. And I'm just reading what's on the thing. And I realized, oh. No, I'm correct. I just forgot that I was correct. No, Team Sonic Racing. Hey, if you get the Jade Ghost Wisp in that game, in which it was introduced, it lets you become intangible. It's effectively like they made the Mario Kart Ghost, except without, I believe, without the item stealing capacity. But, you know, Team Sonic Racing, it's kind of useful. It's a good defensive move to not be physically existent, I suppose. Well, that's the end of the quiz board for now. It will be back in the middle of the show with some music trivia. And until then, hey, let's catch another request. This one's coming at you from Clara the Cat, who wanted a surprising track, mostly because it has a lot of sound effects in it that I don't believe are removable or available in any version that is without sound effects, so hope you enjoy some car sounds. But if you stick around to the end, I hear people like that Shadow the Hedgehog, and I got some of that Shadow Hedgehog music after these messages. And these messages are songs. Let's listen. Hey, so, oh, my voice is already cracking. So a little bit of housekeeping here. Number one, though it did not display on the overlay, we had multiple requests for back-to-back, and one of them did not trigger. It was, the other person was for Keanu the Hedgehog, who also requested it. Apologies for, it not displaying properly, and me not realizing that it didn't display properly. Second, big thank you to Maxi Bun Buns, who figured out, or who remembered, or who just generally told me, no, there is a version without the sound effects, and it's on the All-Stars Racing Transformed soundtrack, so take two. Let's try this again. Okay, that was the opening to Sonic, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. That's what I was expected to see. That's the thing supposed to be playing with the stuff. With the stuff that should have been playing. Oh, it's an interesting time for these the racing game. Like, in the span that we were away, not only did we have, like, the announcement of my brain stopped, Crossworlds, but also, we had it go through an online test, which is very unusual to just announce it and then only a couple months later say, hey, we have a new trailer. Hey, we're doing an online test. Sign up for an online test. And it's, yeah, it sounds, it's a situation where it's like, it sounds interesting in terms of a game. Like, it sounds fine. But boy, do I love those Sumo Digital ones. Boy, do I love that Sumo Digital handling. And it's always weird approaching that and knowing that, like, oh, but now Mario Kart looks like it's doing some crazy stuff. You weren't expecting Mario Kart to do anything crazy. Mario Kart's the safe one. Mario Kart's practically been the same or similar game since, like, the GameCube, with maybe slight differences on the Wii, but generally speaking, it's been the same game for a very long time. So for them to make it into a large map game is very exciting to me personally, but as someone who won't be getting a Switch 2 very quickly at all, I think the most exciting part is, boy, that music sounds good. I love the Mario Kart 8 soundtrack especially, and this one seems like it will not disappoint. Crossworld soundtrack, to be determined. Had a hard time just trying to interpret, like, hey, is this the final soundtrack, or is this a placeholder soundtrack? Because kind of seemed like they had some placeholder assets in that game going out, but I don't know. For better or worse, I'll probably be playing one of those, but not both of those this year. We'll see how things work out. We got another 2 requests coming at ya. One of them's going to be from a series of Japanese characters that I'm not going to try to pronounce because I'm not that good. But the other one's from Super Scoots. So enjoy. Hey, here's a heavy air quotes grand return. Let's start with some Sonic 06.
Okay, all you have to do is sit up, look left, right, up and down. Hey big guy, hey little guy, can you tell me what's inside? Sorry, but I don't know. We are simply natural. We present you with a gift. Welcome to our paradise. Hey! Hey! Come on! Oh What do you think about the incident? You were wasted before granted. I am asking you as a first step. You answered first 'cause I asked you first. You and I are friends for all of time. Tell me how you feel. But you know I can't resist that smiling face. Happy, happy. Boy, I'm alive. Hey, big guy. Hey, little guy. Can you tell me who came first? Sorry, but I don't know. We are simply natural. Okay, all you have to do is sit up, look left, right, up and down. Hey, big guy. Hey, little guy. Can you tell me what's inside? Sorry, but I don't know. We are simply natural. We present you with a gift. Welcome to our special paradise, where it all comes down to just one little thing.
Hey, welcome back. That was Soliana Forest from Sonic 06, followed by Holiday in the Park from Daytona, USA 2001, requested by someone who Google Translate tells me is Honor. Wrapping it up with Lazy Days, Living in Paradise from Sonic Adventure as requested by Super Scoots. I think it's about that time. We're at the middle of the show. What say we do another quiz? We're bringing back the quiz board. Put on your scrap brains. It's time for the audio cue. As always, in the middle of the show, we give you some sort of Sega song. Could be Sega published game, could be Sega developed game, could be just game from a Sega franchise in some way. In this case, this is a Sega published game made developed by an external studio. Can you tell me what game this is? As always, you can go ahead and guess in chat if you want. If you don't want to guess in chat, you know, minimize chat, hide chat, go to audio only mode, whatever you gotta do. You're welcome to play along with us. Let's go ahead, jump in. no guesses on this one. This one was probably a stumper. Good chance that, weirdly, I have heard of this game. I believe I learned of it through Giant Bomb. However, it's kind of, we'll say, off the beaten path for what you might think of as Sega games. This is Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. Specifically, that was the main theme, Fighting Climax. And what I would say about this is, so Dengeki Bunko is a Japanese light novel publishing label. They've probably done some things maybe you haven't read, but you've at least heard of. They have published, I believe, things in the Certain Magical Index, and Sword Art Online. The less you've heard of that, the better. But effectively, they're a light novel publishing company, and Sega published a crossover fighting game celebrating their various books and characters and worlds. And as much as I don't think that a lot of their output would be for me, what I would think is the soundtrack of this album would be for me. It's actually full of a lot of bangers. I really quite enjoy what they got going on in this. They've got a lot of the you'll say familiar Sega composers, including some stuff from you know, Jun Senao. In fact, in the next segment, aside from some requests, one of them from Court X Games and one of them from Alex over on Discord, we got a Jun Senao track here. It's called Seaside Beefield, and it's significant because Green Hill Zone is in the game as a fighting ring. As a fighting stage, Green Hill is there, and this is the song for it. So enjoy, and I'll catch you guys on the other side.
try to see through me. Do it if you dare. One step forward, two steps back. I'm here. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Can you see all of me? Walk into my mystery. Step inside and hold for dear life. Do you remember me? Capture you and set you free. I am all of me. I am. I see and feel the evil. My hands will crush them all. You think you have the answer? Why laugh and watch you fall? Black-hearted evil, gray-hearted hero. I am all I am, all I am. Here we go, buddy, here we go, buddy, here we go, here we go, buddy, here we go. Go ahead and try to see through me. Do it if you dare. One step forward, two steps back. I'm here. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Can you see all of me? Walk into my mystery. Step inside and hold for dear life. Do you remember me? Capture you and set you free. I am all of me. Can you see all of me? Walk into my mystery. Step inside and hold for dear life. Do you remember me? Capture you and set you free. I am all of me. I am. I don't care what you're thinking as you turn to me. 'Cause what I have in my two hands is enough to set me free. I can fight the feeling to resist it over time. But when it's just too much to take, you sneak up from behind. Is it me you say you're looking for? Let me show you who I am and what I'm here for. Here for. Hey! Trying to reach inside of me. Trying to drain my energy. Let me show you just what I'm made of. Simple curiosity. Trying to take a bite of me. Let me show you just what I'm made of now. Like a million faces, I've recognized
back. That was Seaside B Field from Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax, followed up by I Am All of Me from Shadow the Hedgehog, as requested by QuartX Games. Wrapping it up with What I'm Made Of from Sonic Heroes, requested by Alex over on the Discord. Yeah, that Seaside B Field is such an interesting song. It is like it is in no way an actual remix of any Sonic song, but it has so many audio allusions to other Sonic songs in it. Like, if you listen to it and you weren't thinking about it 2 hours, like, oh, is that? And then you hear sound effects, like certain, like, sound instrumentation or percussion hits or something that Sanao has put in, like, other Sonic's game songs, and it's like, oh, he's doing all sorts of crazy stuff there. It's like a medley without actually being a medley, so it's interesting, which is funny because I believe there's a bunch of, well, not a bunch of, I think there's like 2 cameos of Sega stuff. I believe you can get a character from Virtua Fighter and also a character from Valkyria Chronicles in the game. It's an odd one. It's a very odd one, but I don't know. As a fighting game, it's kind of interesting. What else might be interesting are these upcoming requests. One of them from Anonymous Gamer, the other one from Knackles K. So let's take a listen. Oh, and one from an album that I just added pretty recently. Enjoy. Take a listen. Catch you guys on the other side. chat, since you decided to complain about GBA Sonic music, I'm gonna really give you something to complain about now. I wasn't gonna do this, but now I feel like it. Apparently I can't damage chat with poorly looped midis, so we'll move on. Hey, that was skiing cross country from Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games DS version, requested by Anonymous Gamer, followed up by Starlight Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog Game Boy Advance, wrapping it up with Juju from Sonic Extreme, requested by Knuckles K. That one was a challenging request. So in trying to research, number one, it was not immediately part of my library, which I had the conceptual Sonic Extreme album in my library, but that was not in it, and the more I researched, the more it was suggested to me that it might not actually be one of Chris Sen's Sonic Extreme tracks. It might just be a track from a different project or something that kind of got mixed in with the Sonic Extreme stuff. And I think its more prominent claim is that it's used as menu music in the fan-made Unity reimagination of Sonic Extreme, I would say. Apparently that's at least where, like, I was having trouble tracking this down until I was able to find a more thorough archive of a website that used to host Sonic Extreme unreleased, like, assets or whatever could be on offer to kind of, you know, document the history of that game. But more significantly, I think it's time for another quiz. We got a new quiz type for you. It's a quiz type, but it's different than the other quiz types you've done. It's a slight difference. It does different things this time with different rules. Hey, it's Triple Trouble. I got four things. I got four things for you. Three of them have something in common. One of them does not belong in the trio. Which one doesn't belong? And your topic this time, your hint of sorts, is Tiny Chow Garden. Get ready. As always, guess in chat. Hi chat if you don't want it. I keep saying, like, I keep saying, okay, that's upsetting, but I'm gonna push on anyway. Topic is Tiny Chow Garden. Your choices are Sonic Advance 1, Sonic Advance 2, Sonic Advance 3, or Sonic Pinball Party. For everyone not looking at chat, I don't know, you have a song to guess. Enjoy. Well, my little chat psychics who guessed the answer before I asked the question, which of these doesn't belong with the topic of Tiny Chow Garden? Sonic Advance, Sonic Advance 2, Sonic Advance 3, and Sonic Pinball Party. And as people guessed correctly, it is in fact Sonic Advance 3. Sonic Advance 3 is the only one that does not have a Tiny Chow Garden. Weirdly, both Sonic Pinball Party and Sonic Advance have one. And I will remind you, one of the more available versions of that game around is a 2-pack of those two games, which also both contain a Tiny Chow Garden. It's very strange, but yeah, Tiny Chow Garden's an interesting thing, sort of a, I don't know, spiritual successor to the VMU Chow thing, where you can take one of your Chow from Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2 and toss them over to a Game Boy Advance game and take them on the go if you want. But yeah, that's it for the quizzes tonight. I promise you, the next one's not gonna be as nice. You have taught me that we don't want nice GX. We want difficult GX. We want challenging GX. We want upsetting GX. We want GX that's gonna break out the Sonic Chronicles quiz questions. That's the one you're asking for. With your before I ask the question guesses. Anyhow, we've got some requests coming at you. One of them's from Daniel, and another one's gonna be from Karma Collector. Enjoy. See you guys on the other side.
reaching heaven. 6 5, stay alive. 4 3. Now shooting me. 2 1. We're going to have fun. Say, blast off. Excalibur. It's about that bar. What do you mean? Give and take. Going home. Time zone. Check it out, eh? Live alone. Leather legs. Get in place. What do you get? Say, back jet. Zoom room. Cosmic zoom. That's up, Jay. It's Sonic boom. Sonic warrior. Sonic warrior.
You are what is me out of pen. You got the power to save the land.
Take a little chance. Slip on through. You got smart no matter what you do. You gotta do for you. Sonic warrior. Sonic warrior.
The power is in your mind to save the planet, to conquer time. Sonic warrior, be this is time. Sonic warrior, flavor in your mind. Nothing can survive the way you stay like. 'Cause if we try, you can do anything. Sonic warrior, always takes a chance. Sonic warrior, never sit the camp. Nothing can survive the way you stay like. 'Cause if we try, you can do anything.
Hey, we're back and we are wrapping things up for the night. And I am very, very quickly fixing a data issue in the back end that is apparently not reflective of the entire requests, and I do not want to have them forgotten. So I am stalling for time. That's what I'm doing here. Those songs were Azure Blue World from Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. That was followed by Windy and Ripley from Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast as well. That was requested by Daniel. Finally, it was Sonic - You Can Do Anything. And that was requested by the Karma Collector. It's a Sonic CD song. I'm almost done typing something. Now the typing is over, and I can refresh the overlay slightly, because it needs it. Refresh is go. How very refreshing. Yeah, with that done, hey, we got 2 more requests coming at you tonight before we wrap up. One of them's coming at you from MFA over on the Discord and here in the live chat. And also, one of them's from Knuckles87. But then we also have an extra song that I put in the middle. Enjoy! And I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey, wrapping up, that was Wonderworld, as requested by MFA from Sonic Lost World. Followed up by Le Getaway from Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure. Great classic rhythm game. And finally, Anu Orta Venia from Panzer Dragoon Orta, as requested by Stadium staffer Knuckles87. As always, hey, if you want to get in requests, you can do so in 3 ways. Number 1, you can head over to sonicstadium.org, join the forums, and we'll let you know whenever it's time to request your next set of songs. Next week, the theme is plugged in, so think of your electronic tracks, things that are very computery. Of course, you can also go head over to Blue Sky or join our Discord. And we got a thread there that will be going up shortly to, to collect next week's requests. Plus, I'm probably going to get another thread in for maybe 2 weeks in the future, very shortly. Because I like to have the lead. I very much like to have an extra bit of lead to work towards that. If you had a good time, we ask you to like it. If you had a really good time and want more, we ask you to subscribe. And if you had a particularly good time, we ask you to, share it or tell a friend, whichever you think would be best. We have a surprisingly low number of subscriptions, over on our YouTube. So if you are legitimately having a good time, go ahead and subscribe. It makes me feel better. And if you want to make me feel especially better, I don't know, leave a comment. I don't know if it does things for the algorithm, but it makes me feel personally better. I read all the comments, so if you have stuff like that, it's just with the numbers so small right now, it actually gives your voice a little bit more volume to it if you, have something to say about the show. Speaking of saying something about the show, we do have a new feature that you can request. We've got the Spin Box, and the Spin Box is an additional thing that you can send in if you want. If you got a request, great. If you got a request and a question for the show, that's even better. Could be a question about, the show itself, or Sonic in general, or, I don't know, for me, doing a weird person thing where I write for a Sonic website sometimes, as a hobby. And, sometimes go bug our lead writers. If you got them, send them in with your request, and I will attempt to answer them to the best of my ability, or just say something to make them funny. We're about to wrap up for tonight, and we've got one more song left for you, and tonight is a night of returns. And we played a bunch of Sonic Adventure music, but there was one piece of Sonic Adventure music that I had to play before going out. But it's not from Sonic Adventure itself. We're closing tonight with Welcome to Station Square remix from Rockin' Sonic the Hedgehog Sessions, a fantastic official remix album. I hope you enjoy. I will catch you guys next week. Take care, stay safe, and stay sane to the best of any of our abilities. Peace, y'all.